our 500F, I've had it a while, and I think I've replaced the brake fluid once, but that was a number of years ago. So it's always good to do it every kind of 2 to 3 years if you're with general use. That's because brake fluid absorbs water. So it can absorb water from the atmosphere, and that can lead to a spongy brake pedal. I've not got that at the moment, but I don't want one. So it's a good practice to renew that fluid every so often. So we're going to be doing that job today. So here is our brake fluid reservoir. Now this is left-hand drive car, so the actual fluid reservoir is in front of the steering wheel. If it was a right-hand drive car, it would be on the opposite side of the steering wheel. So it's here, and then we've got a little cap on here which we can take off. Now the first thing we're going to do is take some of the fluid out of this reservoir, and then so we can add some new stuff in, and then we can drain the system through. So first thing we're going to do is get ourselves a syringe and start taking some of this liquid out. Now we need to be careful with brake fluid because it is highly corrosive, so if you get it on the paint or whatever, it will start to bubble the paint and remove it. So we need to be careful. So we're also going to put some rags and cloths around here so we don't damage any of the paintwork. So here I've put some rags around. I've got myself a little container, and I've also got myself a syringe. Now I think these kind of syringes you can get off the internet, or often car auto jumbles, that kind of stuff. There's often people selling these, and they make good implements for doing this kind of thing. So I'm going to put that in and just draw up some liquid. Make sure it doesn't drip anywhere. Let's put our bottle close, transfer it over, and take some of that liquid out. And still some more in here, so we're going to go again. Okay, so I think, we can get a little bit more, but that's as much as the syringe is going to get. Get myself a rag, take that off. Make sure it's all out of the syringe. Let's check the level of this now. Yeah, so that's down quite a long way. I think we might be able to get a little bit more in there. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of tubing to the end of our syringe and see if we can just get a bit more out. So just a little bit of clear plastic hose, put it on the end of the syringe, pop it back in here and just draw some more up. The last bits in here. There we go. So we now have an empty brake fluid reservoir. To one side. So now we need a little funnel put on top here, and then we can start adding new brake fluid to this. So I got myself a little funnel to put in the top here, and here is my brake fluid, just some .4 made by Ricambi. And so we can just start to fill this up. It's a little bit lighter in colour than the one we had. It's the same fluid, by the way, but clearly the other one did start to have some discoloration in there, so good time to change it. So we filled it up. Our next job is to take the wheels off, and then we can start bleeding. So normally when we take wheels off the car, we'd have it on the ground, and first we'd take this hubcap off, and then we'd break the bolts off with a breaker bar before then raising it and taking off the wheel. However, because it's off the ground, we're not going to be able to use a breaker bar. So here I've got an impact wrench, which hopefully will make reasonably light work of all of this. We'll take our hub off, and then we've got these 4 bolts here. There we go, so that's off. Put it to one side and put our bolts with it. Now we need to do exactly the same on the other 3 wheels. Okay, this is not the easiest thing to film because you need to see behind here, but at the top of every drum brake behind here there's a nipple, and that nipple protrudes here and then has a 8mm bolt on the back. So we've got our system set up here for brake bleeding. We've got a bottle, we've got a hose which goes into the bottle, and in that hose has got a ball bearing to stop the fluid going back up into the brake system, so it's only one way. This is the VisiBleed one-man brake clutch bleeding system. So and then over our nipple we've got a flexible hose with a retaining piece behind here, so that's done. And then we've used our 8 spanner just to open the valve up, and now we're going to go in the car, depress the brake a couple of times and see what happens. So here we've had some brake fluid flow through, and the new brake fluid has clearly come through. You see this is slightly different colour from this, which is come through. So we pressed the brake about 8 times. That seems to have allowed it to come through. There's no bubbles in there either, which is good. So now we can put that nut back tight, and that is that particular that's that particular drum done. Now we started on the rear right brake disc, oh sorry, not brake disc, drum brake, and that's because you want to do it, start with the wheel that's furthest away, and the next one would be the rear right, sorry, the rear left, then you do the front right, and then the front left. So you're always going to the one furthest away and end up with the one nearest. Okay, so that seems to have worked quite well there. So next we're going to go to the one on the other side, do exactly the same, and hopefully end up with some bled brake discs. Now at the same time, because we're using up the brake fluid as we use this kit, we need to keep making sure we've still got brake fluid in the system, so we need to keep topping up the brake reservoir as we go. Okay, so next job is to move over to the other side. Here we go again. So put this through. Good, that's in. Now we put it over our nipple, put it over so it doesn't move. Open up our valve. That's nice and stiff. Obviously haven't been opened up for a while. Let's try and make sure this stays on. There we go. And now we'll depress the brake again. It's gone through, so just going to lock this off. And pull this off. There we go. Onto the front right brake. So we get our nozzle on if we can. Okay, I think that should be okay now. So let's wipe our gloves clean. Open the nut. Okay, let's see if we can get some brake fluid out of this one. It looks like it's coming through. Just a little bit in there. We are showing some bubbles in here, but I don't think that's the actual. I don't think that's bubbles in the brake line. I think that's partly because the seal on the nipple is not perfect. But I'm going to press on the brake a couple more times. Okay, I'm going to lock this back off. Oh. There we go. Yeah, go. Yeah, fine, hang on. Leave it up. So, despite this being a one-man operation, for the last one I had to use a second person in the car just to help, because that would not retain on there. But nonetheless, we've done all our brake bleeding now. We're just going to top up the reservoir, make sure it's okay, and that should be us done. So we've bled all our brakes, we've filled our reservoir up, so job's done. We can put back on the wheels when we want to. In terms of the Visibly kit that we were using, the one-man kit, I think you see there at the end, having a few problems actually securing it on, so had to get a second person to press the brake, but it did the other three not too bad. So it seems a pretty good tool. It was only about £7–8, which for a cheap tool does the job. So I would recommend if you were having to do that. I think in future, if I was to do it, I'd have to get the key, get the ignition on so we can turn the steering wheel, and so we can get better access to the front wheels and the nipples. There's very tight space there, but overall satisfying job, and we can move on.